Hello everyone, this is Varun and this is my channel UPSC En route IAS. I have made this channel to help all those people who are preparing for the civil services examination. You can also log into my website enrouteias.com. Similarly, I have my Facebook page as well as my Facebook group by the name Enroute IAS, and in case you have any queries you can directly send a mail to me on varunSharma398@gmail.com. Now today in this video I will be sharing my strategy of how to get high scores in an essay in the main examination. I have used this same strategy while writing my main exam and I was able to procure 78% marks in my essay. So I hope my strategy helps you out also and you also get high scores in essay while writing your mains examination. Before going any further, one thing more I would like to share is that in this video I will not be sharing the material that has to be put in the body or the essay. I will just be sharing the format and the kind of structure that has to be used in an essay. So the material part will be covered in a different video. Secondly, one more thing I would like to share is that the topic that I'll be using here for reference is on pollution. I'll be using that topic because the same topic was chosen me while writing my mains examination. So I'll use the same topic to teach you the strategy while writing an essay. Now let us come to the parts of an essay. So briefly we can divide the essay into three parts. The first part is the introductory part. The second part is the body of the essay, and in the end we conclude the essay. So basically this is a brief introduction or the brief parts of an essay. Now let us come to the parts of an essay in a little more detail. As we have already discussed that an essay consists of three parts. The first is the introductory part, then is the body, and then is the conclusion. Now what is the introductory part? Basically the introductory part covers the general statements and information of the topic, and it will also give a thesis statement, or you can say a statement that will tell that what is going to be covered in the body of the essay. So it actually prepares the examiner to what is going to come in the coming section. So let us take the example of pollution. As you have already seen that in the introductory part we will only cover the general statements. So about pollution you will just say that what is pollution, maybe a bit of historical background of pollution, that it started with industrial revolution, and you can also say that it creates a lot of health problems, these need to be stopped. So the examiner will actually come to know that what you are going to cover over here is that various kinds of pollutions are there. Secondly, you will also cover the hazards of pollution, and the third thing you can also tell over here in the introductory statement is that it should be stopped and measures should be taken to stop the pollution. So you will capture these three things: the hazards of pollution, the impacts or the target audience on which this is happening, and the third thing is the remedy. Now coming to the body. The body can consist of 3 to 8 or maybe any number of paragraphs, but usually it should be around 8 to 10 if when you come to UPSC mains exam, because there are a lot of numbers that are given for an essay. So your essay must be a bit on the lengthier side. So I'll usually prefer around 10 to 12 paragraphs in the body, but those 12 paragraphs should also be divided very properly. The first part should actually tell what kinds of pollution are there. I'm just taking the example of pollution itself. So the first part should tell what kinds of pollution are there and how are they caused. The second part should now tell about the hazards of the pollution, what kind of harms it is causing, and what impact can it have in future or for our future generations. The third part, that should be the remedies of the pollution. How can it be stopped? I mean, what all measures can be taken? All the things that are being done currently regarding pollution. The last part is the concluding part. The concluding part will capture the whole essence of your body part. That is, this pollution is very harmful to the environment. It causes these harms, and in the end you must give that we have to stop it and these steps must be taken. But this should be very crisp. It should not be as lengthy as the body part. So your introductory part and your conclusion part, it should be very crisp, Your body can be a bit lengthier and elaborate, but this is the proper way. Your essay should be in this format only. You should not vary your format from this format, because this is the best format that is used to write an essay. Some of you might have come across this burger model of writing an essay. It actually makes an analogy between the burger and the essay. So similar to the essay, the burger also has a top layer, that is the bun introductory part, the middle layer, the meat, that is the body part, and the conclusion, that is the bottom bun. What the people don't tell is that the burger consists of more parts which are used to make the burger, and those parts are usually not discussed. So the parts that make a burger are ketchup, cheese, and spices. Now what is this ketchup? This ketchup, we can draw an analogy between the ketchup and the colored pen that are to be used while writing an essay. Secondly, the cheese. Cheese is basically the block diagram or the diagrams that we use while writing an essay. Similarly, we also need some spices to make the burger more tasty, because if the spices are not used, the burger might be very plain and very bland. A bland burger might not get as much applaud from the eater as much as a burger with spices. So the spices can be the idioms or the proverbs or the quotes which you use. Now let us discuss these extra parts that have to be added into an essay in detail. Now coming to the first part, that is the ketchup part. So ketchup was analogous to the colored pens that are used in essay. So why do we use the color pens? Usually when you write an essay and an examiner is checking an essay, he doesn't go through the whole essay. He just goes through the important points. So it is very important that you highlight the important points. But how much of highlighting is required is very important. Over here I have given 5 formats of the same page, and I will show you what kind of pens and how much of it is required while writing an essay. So the first format is, we are writing without a colored pen. So as you can see over here, it is looking very plain and the examiner will not be able to get your important points, and he might just run through the essay and you might not get the marks that you deserve. The second is the use of highlighter while writing an essay. You can definitely use a highlighter while you are writing an essay. So over here you can see in the second picture that I have used a highlighter, but I have used it excessively. Now what happens is that when the examiner sees so many points highlighted, he might not go through each and every point. So what it defeats the purpose of highlighting those points. So it is very important that you highlight only those points that are very, very important. Do not highlight everything. So you should not be using this format also. So this format is also rejected. Now coming to the third format. In the third format over here, you can see that I have highlighted only 3 or 4 lines in the whole page. Now that is a good practice, because over here the examiner will just go through these 2-3 lines, or maybe for the matter 3-4 lines, and he'll come to know that yes, you are well acquainted with the topic, and if he likes those points, you are definitely going to get more marks than a person who does not use a highlighter, uses the highlighter excessively. Similarly, we can also use colored pens also. If you do not want to use a highlighter, you can use colored pen also. But over here, as you can see in the fourth picture, I have used 3 kinds of pen. First is the blue pen, second is the red pen to highlight the important points, and third is the black pen to give the headings. You can change the colors to maybe green, maybe purple, but do not go for very, very bright colors. Try to go for a bit soothing colors, and for the headings you can use a sketch pen also. But over here you can see in the fifth picture that the colors that have been used by me are excessive, and this can irritate the examiner, because he'll see that every point has been given as an important point, so he might not go through these points. So do not follow this practice also. Try to use it a bit lesser. For example, you can see over here in the fifth picture that I have used the color only on 3 to 4 lines. So the examiner will definitely go through these lines, because in the whole page he'll have to read only 3 to 4 lines and he'll come to know about your knowledge. So this is very important that you go through, that you use the pen in a very controlled way. I have given these 2 pictures over here. These are proper formats to write a essay. So over here you can see easily that I have used the pen very less but I have highlighted all the important points. So use the pen only to highlight the most important points. Do not use it to keep on highlighting everything. The second important point is the cheese of the burger or the diagrams that you can use while writing an essay. Your diagram need not be very symmetrical. You can use a freehand, free flow diagrams in the exam, and do not go for very symmetrical shapes that it will waste your time. But definitely do use diagrams in your essay. For example, if we take the case of pollution, you can easily write, okay, fine, these kinds of pollution are there: water pollution, noise pollution, and etc. etc. in the body of the essay itself. But there are chances the examiner might not go through them. So it's better that you make a diagram. As you can see over here, the second pic, you can see that the different kinds of pollution can be easily made into a diagram and written within the circles. This actually will attract the examiner towards the diagram, and he will come to know, okay, fine, in the whole page you have written about the various kinds of pollution, and the examiner will give you marks for this also. The second thing, as you can see in the first diagram, effects of noise pollution. You might write the effects of the noise pollution in a whole paragraph, and you have to write those things in the body of the essay, but you must also make a small diagram of effects of noise pollution, for example, irritation, nervousness, increased stress, etc. So the examiner will directly go through the diagram and he won't read your essay, and he will directly come to know, okay, fine, you have a good knowledge of this topic, and this will help you scoring good marks. Similarly, regarding the pollution prevention, reuse, recycle, energy recovery, pollution control, disposal, and remediation, these will be covered in the body of the essay also, but there are chances the examiner might not go through them. He might miss those points, so you might end up losing some marks. So it's better that you just draw a block diagram or maybe a simple kind of diagram. Do not go for very complex diagram, just go for a simple diagram, but do make some diagrams. Use at least 5 to 6 diagrams while writing an essay, and this is definitely going to help you out in getting good marks in the exam. So the diagrams is also as important as the colored pens. Now coming to the third and most important point, that is the spices part of a burger or the quotes in an essay. Now let us take an example of pollution. Since I had taken the topic of pollution to write my mains exam, similarly a lot of people might have taken the same topic. But what happens is that after a particular period, the examiner will get tired of looking at the same points again and again and again. So what will happen is that you might get an average marks. So if you get above average marks, you must have something different in your essay. The first thing that was different was the colored pens, the second was the diagrams, and this is the most important part, that is the quotes. Now it is very important that while you read the newspaper or while you are going through the articles, if you get some kind of quotes, do write them down. I'll just narrate a small story. While I was writing this pollution essay, I just remembered the lines that I had read in the plant. Actually, I was working in a steel plant, and there was some lines written in the steel plant, and they were pertaining to the environment and the pollution. So I had read those lines, so I was able to easily connect those lines to my essay, and I just wrote down those lines in my essay itself. So you must also remember that these sort of quotes on the topic usually help to increase the impact of your essay, and it will definitely help you to get more marks. For example, in this case, we can see over here, I had read in the plant that there was a line, we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. So I had wrote it down in between at a particular place or at a specific place, and I am very sure it might have helped me get good marks in the exam. Similarly, there were some other lines that were written in the plant. One of those was, pollution is a forerunner of perdition. The third line was, the earth does not belong to us, we belong to the earth. So these were an important point. Another important line that I had read was that earth provides enough to satisfy enough every man's needs, but not every man's greed. This line was given by Mr. Mahatma Gandhi. So I had read this line somewhere, so I quoted this line also in the essay. So you should also remember all the kinds of quotes that you go through, that you come to know while going through the newspaper or maybe any article, and try to just jot them down and use them while writing an essay. Need not remember many quotes, but at least 100 quotes should be there with you, which you can use in various essays. So this will definitely help you to get more marks in the exam. Thank you everyone for watching my video. If you have any feedback, you can directly mail it to me on varunSharma398@gmail.com, and or you can also comment on the YouTube video itself. My YouTube channel is UPSC En route IAS. Please subscribe to my channel. I will be covering more videos on various topics and also various subjects such as polity, geography, etc. So please do subscribe to my video and do like my video. Also, if you like my video, please share it with all your friends and all other batchmates. This will help me out and keep me more motivated. In this video, I have covered only the basic structure of an essay. I will be covering the body part or the material that has to be written in the body also. So if you have any topic on which you want me to make a video, you can directly comment it on the YouTube video, or you can also send it on my email varunSharma398@gmail.com. Thank you.